Our biggest mission in life is to not only deliver quality care to as many people as possible, but to combine the realms of strength and conditioning and physical therapy. So if you marry the two together, you can unlock so much more potential in people and let them grow into a capacity that they might not have thought is possible. Your body was meant to take the loads that you should, but it's when you do not load it appropriately, that's when things go south. Okay. So the first thing I would say is you want to make the barrier to entry as minimal as possible. People always plop down in a seat because they can't control that descent. They can't control that against gravity. Okay. People usually fall down the stairs, not necessarily up the stairs, because they can't control the descent.
Hi, my name is Santiago Cabassa, and I am the CEO of Medicare Professionals, located at 929 North Broadway in White Plains, New York, 10603. Our office hours are 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturdays, and Sundays we're closed. Our concierge services include Social Security, Medicare, New York State of Health Insurance, disability, SNAP, HEAP, and all sorts of other things that are related to social services in New York State. So come and see us, drop in, and we're sure to assist you with all your needs. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you at our offices.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Peter Calicchia. I am a recent graduate as a doctor of physical therapy. I am currently at 2 gym locations, one in New Rochelle called UltiFit, and one in Tuckahoe called Strength Beyond the Barbell. As a strength and conditioning coach and a doctor of physical therapy, we want to be able to help people get stronger and healthy at the same time. We work round the clock to help as many people as possible and deliver our core value of quality care to as many people as possible. I'm currently located at 2 locations, UltiFit in New Rochelle, that is 5 Plain Avenue in New Rochelle, and Strength Beyond the Barbell in Tuckahoe, which is 104 Yonkers Avenue. We have a unique business model where we combine physical therapy and strength and conditioning, where we help people stay healthy and consistent in the gym. We offer training. We also offer coaching and anything to improve your wellness capabilities. We work around the clock to deliver as much quality care to as many people as possible. Give us a call at 914-619-4774. We'd love to help you out.
Welcome to the Real Deal Health Wellness Insurance Podcast. This segment today is with Dr. Peter. I can't say your last name. Say it, Peter.
Calicchia.
Calicchia, the youngest doctor I've ever met. Right? Peter is a PFP Strength and Conditioning doctor. Yeah. And today this is our wellness segment when it comes to, like we talked about earlier in one of the segments, we talked about seniors getting out and getting fit. Peter's going to talk to a little bit about wellness, eating habits for seniors and things like that. And, let me introduce yourself.
Thank you, Santiago.
You're welcome, sir.
My name is Dr. Peter Calicchia. I'm a licensed doctor of physical therapy. I started my own strength and conditioning company when I was a second-year student in physical therapy school at New York Medical College with my business partner, Francesco Casal. He was my best friend. We met in undergraduate college, Manhattan University.
Whoa, okay.
We were both lifting, and he looked at me and said, I'm super strong, and I said, he's super strong, so we kind of formed a friendship based off that, which is awesome. Our biggest mission in life is to not only deliver quality care to as many people as possible, but to combine the realms of strength and conditioning and physical therapy to be able to keep people healthy and strong at the same time. Mm-hmm. A lot of strength and conditioning coaches don't necessarily know the healthy side of things, rehab side of things. And a lot of physical therapists don't know how to progress people from a strengthening perspective using specific strength and conditioning principles. So if you marry the two together, you can unlock so much more potential in people and let them grow into a capacity that they might not have thought is possible.
Awesome. I like that. Right. And Peter, by the way, is only 25. That's crazy. That's nuts. And we here in this podcast, we're all about, once again, solutions, resolutions. We're not about grievances. We're all about, well, we do have some grievances sometimes, but we're all about bringing people on that are young CEOs, their business is growing, especially in the lower Hudson Valley. That's where we are. We want businesses. If you want your business to come on our podcast and us to talk about you, more than welcoming to inbox us, and we will get you on here and we'll talk about your specific business and what you're going to do. Now, as part of the podcast, Peter, we rate you.
Yeah.
We rate you on what we call our triple E scale. We're not BBB.
Okay.
Like, our triple E scale is excellence, expertise, and experience.
Okay.
So let's go. Juan, questions for
None
Dr.
so
Peter?
far.
None so far.
You're building up the dossier.
Okay.
Like we don't talk about resumes, we talk about dossiers.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right? All right, so I got one. I'm gonna give so when you get to when we get, would you say like 65, 66?
Yeah.
And maybe your lower back is out, your back, you're walking with a lean.
Yeah.
Right. So I see a lot of clients like that.
He's talking about himself.
Yeah. But a lot, but a lot of clients, they have that lean. And I always talk to people, why don't you, before a doctor recommends you go get a surgery?
Yeah.
Like the surgery, the percentage of healing at 67 to 68, what would you say is?
It's going to be a more complicated surgery.
Right.
The recovery time is going to be longer because of your current condition.
And fully recovery for that.
Yeah.
What would you think would be? Is there a 70-30 chance? Is there an 80-20 chance? What would you say?
It depends on the person, but the older you're getting, the more likely you're not going to get back to 100%. I'd rather you be able to work on it yourself, be conservative with the approaches, do what you can as opposed to always going to that end result of surgery. Your body was meant to take the loads that you should, but it's when you do not load it appropriately, that's when things go south. So if you're overloading your right side for far too long, that's when you'll have a knee issue or you'll have a hip issue. But working with someone that can see those deficits and then be able to course correct so you can offload some of your weight, it'll decrease the amount of load on that certain side. So you might have more longevity in that actual joint in the first place.
Gotcha.
Try those routes first before you say, hey, just go under the knife, because your underlying thing, if your body still goes to the right and you have the surgery on the right side, you're still going to be biased towards putting weight on your right side.
Right.
So the surgery and the recovery process is not going to be as smooth as you should, because you didn't fix the underlying problem of, I'm bearing way too much weight on my right side. And then it's going to swell. You won't recover as much. And we all know if there's swelling in a joint, it's not going to move the way it should. Then you're like, oh, do I have to go in again, cut you open again? Then you're going down a rabbit hole.
Correct. That's right. And the price of surgeries like that is very expensive, because, when they try to go, they like to go to the hospital for special surgery, which takes no insurance. No. Right? They automatically say, oh, I just had a situation where I had a client, she went to the hospital for special surgery, and she just went for a visit. Yeah. And they said, oh yeah, we take your insurance. Yeah, but they never told you they take it in network or out of network. And so, she gets a bill for a visit, $700. And I said to her, you know why? She was like, why? They said they take my insurance. I said, because you never asked the secondary question. Yeah. What's the secondary question? Do you take me in network or do you take me out of network? We know hospitals for special surgery only takes PPOs and people out of network. So you will be paying 40% of the bill. Whatever they write, you are going to pay 40% of that, but I won't go back to the hospitals for special surgery. But once again, go ahead. That's
the education piece of it too, where with patients and clients, we have to be able to educate them. So the biggest thing for me is patient advocacy. If I can't see someone, I can always have people in my network to refer out to, but also I will be the one to take time to actually talk to patients about their insurance policies, read their MRI reports with them, their x-rays. I've had one family friend of mine that was like, can you read my MRI? And I explained everything to her, and she said, no doctor ever did that for me. So we as physical therapists can provide that for someone. It's not as much, we have to be hands-on for an hour, we have to do all this stuff. That goes a long way, because then they actually understand. And the ability to understand what your body's going through and what's happening, then there's more buy-in for us to treat them that way. Correct. But also makes them a more informed customer. So now they can understand what their doctor's telling them. They can understand what the insurance is going through. It makes them more informed.
Yes.
And that way they can be more advocates for themselves.
Okay. Oh, Peter's serious.
Exactly.
All right, so let's go. All right. So I wanted to talk, nothing yet?
No, not yet. I'm working on it.
So I wanted to we were talking about the surgery in the backs and the shoulders and stuff like that. But what I wanted to get to was, and you deal with the mental part of it too. Yeah. So I always me and Juan always talk about, there is a vanity relationship to people when it comes to those surgeries and stuff like that. Because, if you're walking bent over, if you're walking certain ways, your vanity is like, you feel like your vanity is in flux. Yes. So so to me, a lot of people will actually take the risk because they're so, what's the song? You're so vain? Right? We're going to sing it? So, nah, we're not going to sing it. I love Carly. Carly! All right.
There you go.
But what could you say? Can you change people's mind around their vanity when it comes to just saying, you know what, let's do the physical therapy. It's gonna take a little bit longer, but you're gonna receive a benefit of not going under the knife. What would you say to that, Pete?
I think first thing would be to form a relationship with that person so you can build trust between you and the patient or the client. Then once you have that rapport with someone, you can lay out the pros and cons for people. You can literally write it out too, so they see it in plain view as opposed to just spinning in their head.
Okay.
So now you have a pro list and you have a con list, and they could see these things objectively. Okay, here's the cons, here's the pros. One is one list longer than the other. Two, okay, do the risks outweigh the rewards? Because sometimes you can't change that perspective and you don't want to force your opinion on something. No, don't think about the vanity thing because that's a real issue for people. But if you can lay everything out and then you can help them make the decision, they still maintain that autonomy.
Gotcha.
As opposed to you forcing something on them. Because that's part of the human experience. Like you want to look better, you want to look a certain way.
Of course.
Other thing tied into that is how big is the scar going to be? Can you take care of it? Because if that bogs down, the skin around it's not going to move, the muscles around it are not going to move.
Scar tissue. Yeah.
Scar tissue.
That's what happens when you do one of those. What's that? Where you do the one that makes you skinny and you get all that.
Like liposuction type?
No, not the liposuction. What's that other one for people to get skinny?
They remove a part of the stomach.
No. Sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. This boy. Cool.
All right. So.
Edit that part out.
All right. So.
Talk to me.
So hold on. No, it's like
Chinese food or Jamaican. Which one is healthy?
No. Cut that out.
That is beyond my scope. I'm not a nutritionist.
No, but I'm talking about they do. What's that surgery where I've seen a lot of people?
I swear to God, they're removing a part of their stomach.
Is the tummy tuck?
No,
it's
tummy
not
tuck.
that.
It's
the band. The
band, yeah.
Lap band surgery?
But I always say like people that do those surgeries and things. Watch this. So people that do those surgeries
Restrict your stomach.
like it's also it has to do with your mental health.
Yeah.
Like if you do a surgery and you want to lose
Gastro.
gastro.
Yeah. That's it.
Right.
And
but
I've heard the bad side effects of that, and I have to, look, if the surgery is not necessary, don't have it. That's always been my thing. I mean, try alternatives first, but obviously, and I've heard good and bad.
Mm-hmm.
The good is that, it really is a vanity surgery. You lose a whole bunch of weight. And I know for some people, it might be necessary. For those people who are extremely obese, it is necessary, but it's more like a vanity thing where you really want to lose the weight. But I've heard so many bad things in terms of gastro problems and throwing up and food not being digested the same way. So, try to avoid that.
And I always, like I want to get back to that to that mental health aspect of it. So like, when you go do the surgeries and stuff like that, whether you do it here or in a different country, it's not gonna last if you don't change the way your mental is. Because if you're not changing the way you eat or the way you stuff mentally,
your lifestyle, you have to change. You have to have a lifestyle change.
You're just gonna go back.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's so you want to talk a little bit about that. What's the mental health aspect? What do they need to do in order to change up here so that it changes here?
Yeah. So I would say you have to do some self-reflection of how you got to that point,
Mm-hmm.
and then lay that all out. But you're with someone that you trust to be able to walk you through that. But again, this is where the patient-client and therapist relationship comes in. It's like, okay, you're at this point. You decided to have the surgery. Okay, what did you do that led up to it?
Right.
You can't change that. That's in the past. But you can make a decision to say, hey, I'm having the surgery. I want to change things for the better. You can't just change things overnight. You can't just go completely from, let's say if you're trying to go to bed at 4 o'clock, you go to bed at 2 a.m. now. You can't do that. It's too big.
Yeah.
So make those little jumps each time. You can work with a nutritionist. You can get information about that. You can try to stay a little bit more active, because now if you had a surgery, you're going to physical therapy, you're getting active. There's your momentum. Keep staying active. Keep staying active. Don't just, once you finish the script. What do? You just stop going and then things cycle down.
Right.
Yeah. But if you have the momentum, you can stack positive wins. Now that's the positive feedback loop that comes from psychology. You get those dopamine releases that come with it. Now you're in that positive feedback loop, and now you're getting past that hump, and then you're going to keep going because of it. And always have mercy on yourself if you have a setback. Don't just shoot yourself in the foot.
Right.
You're like, okay, this is one-time thing. Can I course correct quickly? or can I prevent this from happening again? Or if it happens again, can I turn it around? Because I always like to say, progress is up and down, but the overall trajectory is upward. Yeah. You're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. Obviously, there are some days where your leg is super swollen. Yeah. The weather changes and then it swells up. There are some days where it can bend 180 degrees. Cool. Awesome. But you understand positive and negatives, but they're all going towards you getting better.
Okay. Excellent. Now let's you wanna talk about, like, I wanted to get more on the seniors. Yeah, so tell me a little bit about, like, set up, if you can. If you have somebody that's 70 years old, what kind of plan would you set up for them? If they're, I mean, I don't like to say if they're obese. Yeah. If they're overweight, what would you do? And you got to tie it in. Let's tie it into like Medicare, right? Okay. So Medicare, I won't go to the physical therapy because what's that average? Like $40 to $50 a session usually?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's usually like $40, $50 a session. Yeah. But some places, I won't go to some places. But like, if somebody comes to you and when you get your store going, everything like that, and what kind of plan would you set up? Because some of these people are, as we're talking about, they're not income, they don't have the kind of income.
They're
some
income
of them,
challenge.
Yeah. Yes. And $40 or $50, for a doctor to send them is expensive. So
that may make the difference between them eating for that week and not eating.
Or even going. Yeah. Like sometimes they'll choose, like, you know what, I'm not even though my doctor recommended it, I'm not going, it's too expensive. Is there any way to work that out with them? Like, because the copay is that.
But before you go there, and I wanted you to do this, if you can, for us, just have for us here a public service announcement. There you go. For all the people who have the availability in their program, in their Part C program, who have the availability of a gym. How important is for them to take advantage of that gym, and how often should they be going, and what are the exercises that they should be really concentrating? Obviously, at a certain age, your body's different. Look, you're no spring chicken anymore. You can't bench press 230 anymore.
45.
It is what it is. I mean, Santiago will probably tell you, when we were in the military, Santiago could run 10 miles with a backpack on. He could put a round through a bullet's ass at 200 yards, and he can bench press like 200. Now it's like we got to bring out the glasses to read. It's like we can barely
go in there.
Like, how much you wanted me to run? 5? No, man. I'll do 3.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah, I'll meet you there. But
now, as I got older and Juan gets older and everybody gets older, we do more reps at a lower weight than it is to be like going heavy. Yeah. And that's what I try to tell. But the gym thing, I want to get back to that because we were talking about silver sneakers, and a lot of seniors, they don't use it.
Yeah. And I think this being preventive maintenance.
Yes.
The difference of this why it is such a preventive instrument that they go to the gym. Obviously, we're big proponents of a body in motion stays in motion. But so many of these seniors do have this benefit, but aren't taking advantage of it. Obviously, a lot of our seniors are wheelchair and cane bound and walker bound for those, but they do have exercises that they can do when they get to the gym. They have the aquatic exercises, I think, are excellent for those who are wheelchair and walker bound. They can take advantage of that.
Find a why, though.
Yeah, find a why.
Those are the places.
But, should they be taking the importance of them taking advantage of their gym membership?
Yeah. But let me. I just want to piggyback on that. Sometimes when we talk about the mental health aspect, they feel like, their vanity isn't up to par, so they're not going to go to the gym. Yeah. Like, can we? Yeah, I'm serious. I get a lot of people I get a lot of seniors. I'm not going to the gym. I'm going to be embarrassed.
Man, older women don't like to take their clothes off in public.
But no one asked you to take your clothes off in public. Just put on a pair of spandex and get your ass to the gym.
It is this certain thing, but
I don't care.
It is what it is, man.
Walk. We could put in. I'm sure you could put in place go to the gym and walk 30 minutes. Yeah. Go they usually like Planet Fitness and them have those sections where you could just do the weights and stuff like that. That's how would you advise
much
them?
For them to stay in motion?
As
long as you do.
Yeah, my advice is just go.
Yeah. There you go.
Right, and I think, but one of the things I think I see with my seniors is they won't go because they feel like if they go, they don't know what to do.
Yes.
So put out a plan. Put out a plan for you for some of us.
You guys
what
just
would
threw
you
a
do?
bunch of stuff at him. Swear to God.
Nah, don't you. No,
I can take it. I can take it. I can take it.
No, I'm not gonna add. So no, don't worry about that.
Please do. Go.
No. What you guys are saying is 100% correct. The gym does play a physical and of course mental aspect, and it does contribute to lots of preventative care. So I'm not gonna ask you another question because they asked you like 6 different questions just now.
Well, what I want to know, what the biggest thing is, like, they have the gym membership, but how would we get them started?
Yeah.
Like, what would you say to somebody? They have a free gym membership, but they're just like, I don't have this, I don't have that, I gotta purchase this, I gotta purchase that. What would you say? How would you guide them into just getting started?
So the first thing I would say is you want to make the barrier to entry as minimal as possible. So if the barrier is them actually going to the gym, can we give them some things to do seated at home where the barrier to entry is very, very
Well, most of the carriers right now, they have, I don't know, do they still have that at-home workout kit that a lot of the carriers used to send out? They used to come with the stretchy rope and the
Not to my knowledge. Most of that stuff might be going through the vendor. The carrier themselves does not send that out.
With the stretchy rope.
Correct. We don't send that out.
and they said, they used to have this where they would send you the
Stress ball. We have stress balls though, right?
Because you got
the stress balls.
I thought just came into my mind, and you can probably relate to this because you remember the bull worker?
The bull worker. What's the bull worker?
Talk to us.
Google. Google it.
It's crazy. But I don't want to go back. But the stress ball is not a workout thingy. But go ahead.
Then the second thing I would say is everyone starts somewhere. If you've wanted to build a building, you have to put a brick first and lay a second brick and then a third brick. So with the vanity concerns, everyone is going to start at a certain point. You can't think that you're going to be in a better shape. The best time to start would be now. But if you're not as confident doing things, you want to build that confidence first before you let someone go to the actual gym. Because then you can take advantage of the gym memberships. But then once you're there, the equipment might be terrifying. Like you don't know what to do.
Yes.
That's
where the biggest detriment.
Yeah.
A lot of seniors.
So potentially if you had equipment where it had demonstrations on it to show how you actually use it, or someone can come with you, whether that's through insurance, I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
That someone can come with you and just show you the ropes for that first session and then give them the confidence to do it on their own.
Are you looking at me? We're not doing that.
Suzanne
That's
Summers and that thigh master.
Pointing towards the camera, let them see that, man. But no, we're hoping that in the near future that as the population is getting older and we want to affect movement and keep them healthy, we hoping that the insurance carriers will respond in kind.
Yes.
Like I'm hoping maybe in the near future they were talking about the GLP-1s being paid for by Medicare for obesity. We might see that down the line. But then the problem with that is, who is it? Eli Lilly will explode. Could you imagine if one of the carriers says, you know what, you can get Ozempic or Mounjaro just for the weight loss now? Oh my God. They'll be running to their doctors like they're like pigs and shit, man. Come on, bro.
What's your take on that? Dan?
On the,
is it looking bright for that to be covered by some of the carriers in the near future, or is it something that it might be, but not now?
What do you mean? The A1, like instead of it just like Ozempic and that just not just for the A1C, because we know it does have obesity. It does it can lower your weight depending on the level you get to. Nicole explained that very well. But what we want to from what there's rumblings that Medicare might actually say to the carriers, you have to put this on your formulary for obesity. But then that would go to a BMI scale. Now, if the carriers, I don't know if the carriers would do that. Would it be one national BMI scale, or would it be by carrier? That would be crazy. Yeah. Because then if you put in a BMI scale and you got a person 70 years old and they're 5'8", what would they have to do, or what would be considered obese? Like if you're 5'8", or my size, and like my catch weight is 175, what do you think a catch weight for me to be obese and get that would be?
So your number might be skewed because the BMI scale does not include muscle mass.
Okay.
So if someone has more muscle mass, their BMI will be skewed upwards. So someone like my size that has muscle mass is close to 200 pounds would be labeled obese by the BMI scale. So that's when you would use like
if they have
the muscle mass,
okay,
because that'll bring their weight up.
Right.
But if you weren't working out, it'll be a better scale. My thought process would be use what they call a fat-free mass and then a regular one, because then you can actually see that, and then you can see the changes in percentages, as opposed to it's just your weight divided by meters squared, weight in kilograms divided by meters squared, because then you can see the composition of people changing.
Too much math.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't no math. Don't stop doing math.
Is it too late for math?
Yeah, no, we just don't know math. Just do it in English. I don't do math.
His head's gonna explode in the middle.
No math, no math. We don't want to. Just say like, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
No, we just kidding.
So I want to hop back to the gym piece.
The gym piece.
The gym piece.
Yeah.
So when people are training, you want to be able to do things that match your skill set.
Yes.
But if you're in a wheelchair and you can't stand up or sit, there are still things that you can do with your upper body.
Correct.
But to your point, as people are getting older, I would actually contradict you. Wouldn't want you doing reps, because as you get older, you lose more of your type 2 muscle fibers. That's more of your strength. That's more of your power. That's the first thing that goes. So if you can focus a little bit more on the strength piece, especially what we call the eccentric contraction, that is you lengthening under tension.
Okay.
Those contractions will give you a better fighting chance. People always plop down in a seat because they can't control that descent. They can't control that against gravity. Okay. People usually fall down the stairs, not necessarily up the stairs, because they can't control the descent. So working on that slow tempo, especially with what we call a sit to stand, might be something that's a very low barrier to entry. You can also raise the seat up so you don't have to sit to a higher chair. That's going to allow you to feel more stable when you're walking, when you're getting older. And also weight-bearing things. As you get older, especially for females, you're going to deal with osteoporosis. You're going to be very prone to that. Your bone mineral density is going to decrease. If you strength train from a resistance training perspective, it's going to allow your bones to adapt. It's something called Wolff's Law. Mm-hmm. Bones will adapt based on the loads and the demands that are placed on it. So if you can get that going, you can keep your bone mineral density a little bit higher. But there's a caveat to saying you want to make sure you're doing this with the right technique, that you're doing it safely.
Yes, definitely.
To make sure that you're not causing any other injuries in between. Reps are great. That's great for endurance. That's great for a whole bunch of things, cutting too. But you want a mix of both.
Okay.
Correct.
So like Nicole, when you meet her, she's our med spa person.
Okay.
But she, as gentlemen get older, she, our estrogen increases.
Yes.
Is there anything we could do without getting a shot or a pill to lower the estrogen levels for dudes so they don't get the dad bod? Is there anything you could think of that would be holistic?
I don't know if it'll decrease estrogen, but it'll give you a better shot of increasing testosterone. It'll be strength training, like resistance training through the heavier loads. Because the strength training piece will also allow your body to produce more force, to produce more muscle. That goes with testosterone increasing. But also, if you're getting enough sleep, your cortisol levels will decrease. That's the second thing. You got to recover from that strength training piece, because if cortisol is high, it's going to blunt your testosterone. It's also going to make you more catabolic, which is more destructive, breaking down your muscles.
Wow. So I want to... That's good. I don't have no questions.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to. I totally forgot what you guys had asked.
Oh, all right. So no, I know we were talking about. Is there any way that at some point, near distant future, that the insurance carriers would contract direct with people like himself, so that people that can't get to the gym, like in wheelchair bounds, will be able to actually use the Silver Sneakers benefit, but in their home?
Okay, so now I remember the question. So just to answer that question, of course, we would be open to, contracting with facilities such as yourself, whether directly or...
Can I just... What about with just direct people that are certified in certain, like, what do you, like there's certifications that trainers go...
You could be a personal trainer.
Like an ACA, is it an ACA?
ACSM, NASM. You could be a strength and conditioning coach as well, which allows you to work with athletes, or you could be a doctor of physical.
So do you see that coming where I could, like a carrier could say, you know what, we're going to contract with you. This is what you would get per session, but this is the things we need in order for you to be contract. It's like the DJ, like the DJs that they send out. Yeah. Like, you think that could ever happen?
It's a big possibility. Yes, it's a big possibility, because at the end of the day, this would be possible not a direct solution, but it would be one of the solutions to preventative care.
Yes.
All right.
Agreed.
Of course, in our segment earlier, we were discussing other things as to, what would contribute to market disruption and what is a possible fix for it. Education, as well as focusing more on preventative care.
Exactly.
You would be a perfect example of why you should, or not why you should. You would be a perfect solution for that, preventative care.
Right.
So insurance companies will be doing that. I'm pretty sure some of them may be doing that. But Santiago, just to address your question, if it's going to be direct, that's going to be something that... no, I'm not saying it's going to be a problem.
I would think maybe they could put in, he would, like somebody like himself would have to W-2. He would be actually...
Yeah.
He would actually, instead of him being 1099, it would just be a W-2. Where you would actually pay him a salary based on how many people he sees or something.
I don't know.
But I thought you don't do math.
But here's the thing. So,
ahead.
You can do it.
We got to come up with a solution.
Yeah, you
for
can
that.
do it actually in a tiered situation.
No.
And I'm thinking about it because in New Jersey, Clover has the rewards which they put money on your visa.
Oh, okay.
Not the OTC, because the card comes with both a visa benefit and a OTC.
My
benefit.
OTC comes with the rewards.
What about putting that as part of maybe carriers thinking about putting that as part of an OTC benefit?
Yeah, no,
Of course.
Hold up,
Wow, that'd be
this
crazy.
is the thing. So they get I think it's $100. They get like $100 for watching a video. So my thing is, because you have to combine what you do is great, but I think that when you look at it from a cost basis, that might be where the challenge is, because for somebody a one-on-one section at $50, that kind of gets expensive real fast, and the insurance companies, they might not approve that. But how's about if you combine it with maybe a video first, some classroom education or some reading material first, so that when they do get to you for that class, they pretty much know what they're expecting, and then you have classes which will not be just one person.
A group class?
Yeah, a group. Well, if you have the like if you watch the video in terms of the exercises and you read up on them already,
Right.
When you walk into that session, it's not like, okay, you got to show me what to do just for myself. Imagine 5 people walking in that already know what to expect when they get there. And it's like, okay, we watched the video, we read the material, so let's get to it now.
But
Now's the physical side.
I think from I'm gonna take Daniel's perspective. I'm gonna take the carrier perspective. I'm sorry, I don't like that. But I'm gonna take their perspective because we've seen this in action, Juan. We've been to senior centers where y'all bring out one of these people that are trainers, and basically they're just there to maybe get some points for showing up and shit. It's not like it's serious.
So are you taking my side or not?
I'm taking your side. I think it would be.
Bro, he just told you you're on your own side.
That's what he did.
My thinking is that the person you would have to do some kind of survey to make sure they're serious about, because you're going to be spending a lot of money on this. It would have to be something where maybe you would send him out first to see what they would be about, and he could recommend, yes, they are a fit for this service. No, they're not a fit for this service.
They're not a fit for this
because if you're going to spend money and they're not really a fit, and he's going to come out and you're going to spend money on that, and it's just gonna be somebody like, nah, I don't, bro, we're not cheerleading here.
But here's the thing:
jazz fingers ain't gonna work to get you fit again.
Here's the thing with our seniors that and you spoke something, and I think Daniel, you and I, we agreed on this, that the mental aspect of it comes into play. So with our seniors, and I think that the best way to resolve this is, you put it out there and see who wants to attend and who wants to take part of it, because some will and some won't. Some will see it as, you know what, I'm going to try that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what, the hell with it. I'll try it once. But then you have those that will say, you know what, I can't try that because I'm going to hurt myself. And no matter how much you put it out there and you convince them that they're not, because of the professionalism that you offer and the exercises that you'll be doing, they'll say, I don't want to do that. And it's not that they can't, is that they put the excuse first of can't. Can't comes in first. Yeah. And that goes back to mental.
I'm sorry, I'm going to put my ass on the line right now, Daniel. But I've been to senior centers where you guys will do the classes and everything, and and I'm sorry I'm going to say this.
You have never been to any of my companies.
I've never been to
events.
What, in the senior centers? All right, so I've been to a few.
Daniel's got the ones where the old man does like 200 push-ups, and you're like,
really?
man, it's tough to
Of
stop.
course.
But can I ask you a question? But I bet you it runs a demographic scale. See, I know I'm right. Right? Because if I go to, I bet you, I'm gonna say this, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but I don't really give a shit. If you go into Astoria, I bet you if you go to those senior centers and you doing a physical event, it's freaking serious.
You didn't get what he's talking about, right? He's talking about the Asian market.
Yeah, but I'm
actually exercise
because they actually exercise. That's why I say
you hide it. You
I'm
like to
running
go into demographics. Just say it. The Asians is
No,
healthy
it's not only
as
the
all
Asians,
shit,
though.
man.
It's not only the Asians.
Bro, you see them
You're not gonna go there.
all outside doing Tai Chi, and Daniel's sitting there with a smoothie going, go ahead, you guys go with your Tai Chi. We're with you, man.
No, he's not another event eating. No, no, but serious. Come on, Daniel, bring it back. Come on, really serious. I'm saying, if I do one in Astoria versus maybe the Heights, I bet you I get a better result.
No. The Heights ones, he brings a plate of food.
No, but let him
Keep going after you, man.
They've been doing it all day.
I'm asking you, in your opinion, you've been to both. I'm saying, on a serious note, that would be more popular in a certain demographic than it will be in another.
Of course,
it's just natural.
Yeah, it depends on the demographic.
If I'm gonna send him in, and I'm gonna send him into whatever in the Heights or wherever I'm sending him, the Bronx, for instance. If I'm gonna send him into a senior center in the Heights, I'm gonna pay a lot of money for this dude to come in. I need serious people.
Yeah.
I need serious people to come in and work. I can't be sending him in.
He knows he's done this. It's like the Chinese is like, we're doing Tai Chi today. It's like, okay, we're gonna, man, let's do it. He goes to the Heights, he brings patelitos out. He'll say, yo, I told you I'd get him running.
running where to the table.
Running to the table too. But I'm just saying, it's
definitely a
I don't do
community
that.
thing.
Let's make
He
that
don't bring
clear.
no food. He brings that.
You need it all first.
Like he does the little event like you do. Like what kind? Like, can I ask you this? What kind of events do y'all do when it comes to physical fitness in the senior centers? Like y'all offer like what?
Tai Chi, Zumba, chair exercise, chair yoga, that type of stuff. And of course, you have other types of activities such as like dancing, salsa dancing, merengue. They have all those different types of things
You don't do that, right?
that promote fitness. And let me just make this clear: we're not going to, bring someone in to assess the vendors that we would give. I understand.
No. I would ask you you would want the vendor to assess who you have before you do before you would have them do an individual session with him.
Correct. And they're responsible
That's what
for
I'm
doing
asking.
that. They're responsible for doing that. Their contract is
Who?
renewed.
The senior center or
No, the vendor.
it would be the vendor.
Yeah.
Correct.
Daniel's company,
No, don't talk about his company.
which is a company that not only offers the Medicare Advantage, but they also do a very good job of bundling the actual care.
Correct.
Right,
the
which
best
I
thing.
think
Never
it's-
mind.
HHC.
It's actually,
Correct.
they do a good job of it.
Well, let me. That's another.
I hope
question.
everyone is asking, what company does that?
No, they would. Nah, they don't care.
No, I hope they do. You can put it inside the chat.
Okay, well, I'll put it on there. It's gonna go on the clip, so we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
But no, not the name. No. It'll say that you like when you get the little the hashtags. It'll say carrier.
Okay, perfect.
Carrier dude.
Perfect.
Something like that. But no, seriously, honestly, let me get back to this.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have to find Daniel, and you'll know what company he works with because he always wears the company shirt.
Daniel be Don't worry, you can find Daniel. Because I'm gonna say this to everybody out there: Daniel is the youngest. I got it right. Is this agree? You're probably the youngest broker manager.
Possibly. I'm 25 as well.
Yeah,
26.
but you gotta be the youngest. Who else is out there? Ooh.
No, he is. He's the. No,
He gotta be the youngest.
bro, he's the young blood of
I've never
the
seen-
pack. He thinks
Nah, the rest of them
guys.
I can't say what the rest of them are.
They're experienced.
More experience, and a little
All right.
grumpier,
All right, yeah.
and a little more, a little more upset. because, you know, you have to tell them what I told somebody honestly yesterday, like, yo, I'm taking everybody out of your plan. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I got to do it because, like we always talk about, we're going to do what's in the best interest of our clients. We're not going to do what's in the best interest for you because you can't afford, I can't afford, and even Daniel as a carrier can't afford for people to leave because you want them to leave.
Correct.
That makes absolutely no sense. Is that a business model? Like for you? Like, would you say to a person, you know what? I'm gonna put my prices so outrageous that you gotta leave.
Yeah, we would not do that.
Daniel's a very nurturing and caring individual, which I'm going to say, and it's not to blow you. I'm not going to sauce you like this, but I'm going to tell you one of the things about Daniel.
Sweat. You know what
he keeps it real. He keeps it real because he understands what's out there in the field.
Yeah, but he's been on the podcast and he knows we talk real. We don't mince words. But we're also always, when we ask you certain questions, we're looking for solutions and resolutions. We're not out here to bicker and tell people, you know what, that's bad, or you're bad because. And then when I, you know, I'm very honest. If Daniel's gonna spend money to come to your senior center and have somebody like Mr. Peter come in there, spend that kind of money, and then have you like clown around. Like I can't, like if I was a carrier, I would be like if I walked in and I'm you and I set up Peter for an event and I'm paying them $500-600 to do a class for an hour and a bunch of knuckleheads, a bunch of people walk in and they're clowning around, I'm gonna be pissed because that'll come back to him.
Yeah.
Right?
But
Am I right?
I think that's
like just signing in doesn't mean nothing. Like to me, like if Peter comes in to do it and I'm paying him $500, I'm gonna videotape that shit. I would, and I tell them though, yo, sign this off because I gotta videotape this because I gotta say to my boss that when Peter came in, y'all was serious.
And I think that's what I wanted to hit on. That's one of the things that Daniel does good. That he does because you know you have these broker managers that they really. They want to make their bosses happy. But I think that one of the things that Daniel does good is that he does a good job of keeping his ear to the ground and informing his management of what the brokers actually need out in the field. It's like, all right, so we're going to try this and that. And he'll say, look, I don't think that you want to make these guys happy? This is what these guys need.
Yeah.
And listen to them because they're out there in the field.
I agree.
Yeah.
And hold up. So we kind of like went to you now. Let's go back to Peter because this is his segment. So what else? What else we got for Peter? So Peter, like if that would happen, if we could, like eventually, we're not saying right now.
Yeah, and I got a question for him as well.
Oh, go ahead.
Not about the Chinese or the Jamaicans.
No.
That's off camera.
No, he's killing you.
So just to address what Juan had asked earlier. You guys had asked earlier if we think the company or not the company,
carriers,
the industry is going to go towards approving
GLP.
The GLP?
The GLPs?
Exactly.
For weight loss.
Exactly.
They're already approved, but you got to have a high A1C.
I don't think so. I do not think that they would support it because
it's a weight. They're going to consider it a weight loss, a vanity drug.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly. So
it is what it is.
And
come on, Daniel. It is. I'm gonna
back you up on this, and I don't usually back you up, but I'm gonna back the carrier up on this. Because you know
you're
what?
getting it from all sides.
You know that.
There's no backing out here, man.
The thing about it is, even though you take it, you have to be mentally fit so it sustains itself.
Correct.
So if you're gonna take it, like they like I know, like and Nicole could talk to this the next time she's here. She has people that come in, right? They get to the faster to lose weight. You know, she does it over a period of time, but it's dosage based in order for you to lose it faster.
Yeah.
But what happens when, like, if they do it, you get to the catch weight and then you got to come off.
Okay. Immediately or weaned off?
No. You're at an obese rate where you're taking. All right. So Mounjaro we know runs in certain. That's the highest you could get. You could get to a 10. Right, a 10.5, maybe a 12. I'm not sure. Okay. But you know, if you're at a 10 or a 12, you're losing like somebody in my house is taking it, and she's on a very low. She's on a very low level, and she's already lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. Now they raised her to a 5, so it's gonna go faster. then, you know, at certain points you'll get to a 7, right? But when you get to those higher levels and the weight is coming off faster and you're not eating because basically it's gonna take away the want to eat, right? It's gonna take away the want to eat, right? So you lose the weight, but then at a certain point, once if the carrier does it, you lower the BMI, you get to the catch weight. I'm not gonna keep paying for it.
Correct.
Right. So then what happens?
Because it is expensive.
Yeah.
Right. So, but then what would you say happens to the person?
So with those,
if they don't keep it, if they can't keep it off.
Yeah. So my thing is, when we're looking at weight loss from just a regular fitness perspective, the ideal way to do it is to lose like 5 pounds, sustain that for a week or so that your body can get used to that weight and then drop again. So cutting for any competition, that's the way you would want to do it. Right. If you're having this drastic weight loss in a short amount of time, your body's not going to be used to it. That's why if you cut the drug cold turkey, you'll probably just balloon back up. The other thing I'll say about that, if you're not eating, yes, you have that requisite adipose tissue, but you also have muscle mass that's going to be taken and converted from protein to your energy source. So you have to be cautious with those drugs that you're losing muscle mass to. That's going to be harder for you to get back. So it's a double-edged sword with it. That's why I would probably want to see that fat-free mass versus lean mass and watch that go. Because then if you're watching their BMI drop, you don't know what they're losing. Are they losing the fat or they're losing the muscle mass? If you have both of them and you're like, that muscle mass is going way down, maybe we have to do a different alternative. Because if that goes down and the fat's going down too, but you're losing a ton more muscle mass, that's going to be very hard for you to get back. And then your skin is just going to look flabby, but also you're not going to have the requisite muscle mass to do the things that you need to do.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Because when you're hungry, when you're fasted, you'll take the fat first, but then you also take from your protein in terms of your muscles, convert that into energy.
Oh, wow.
Because if you're not eating, that's what's going to happen.
Because the GLP-1s are just meant to speed up your metabolism. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of people will say, you know what, if I speed up my metabolism, I lose this weight fast, then, you know, hopefully you'll be able to keep it off. But a lot of people don't understand is that's still, like we got to earlier, that's still a mental, it's still a mental thing, you know? So, and then I would say for the carriers, if they do end up doing that, that would be a one-shot deal. Would you say? I mean, you can agree or disagree. I would be like, yo, okay, I'm gonna go from I'm a carrier now. I'm a carrier now. Okay. From my perspective, if you get to this place and we do authorize that, you get it, you lose the weight. But if you gain the weight back, I'm not doing it again.
You know, it's pretty much
can't do that. That's really in the gray. You're in the gray area there. I'm gonna take it away from you, but I'm gonna punish you if you gain the weight back.
Those shots,
because at the end of the day, you have some circumstances that are just gonna be uncontrollable.
So once again, I would have to put out, you know, a feeler and say, okay, well, you know, what are you gonna do? Like I would have Peter put together a survey and say, what are you gonna do after you wean, after you're off?
I mean, at the end of the day,
that's a lot. I mean, those shots are like if you go to the Eli Lilly website right now, you know, if you're getting a certain dosage, they're like $400 to $500 a month.
Yeah, but Santi, one of the things, and I'm going to leave everybody with this because this is going to be and we're not talking about exactly what's going to happen here. Okay, so I wanted to bring it. God, I hate doing this.
Pose it.
Here's the thing. Okay, whichever insurance company puts it out there that they will cover it, every other insurance company is going to have to do it because you know what's going to happen. They're all going to fly to. They cover it. So now we're going to pay for, they're going to pay for, what insurance? The one that covers GOP. That's what insurance company I'm with because you know what? I'm overweight, I want to lose, so I'm going to go to that one. Right. And the moment I lose all the weight that I'm going to drop that company.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's exactly what's going to happen. I
think what'll happen is
it's the cycle, man.
But I
people that work on cycle, man.
That's
unless you know.
That to me, it's like kind of like the Met Sups in Jersey, like, you know, the tier levels, right? If you go to get a Met Sup in Jersey, they know if you're a smoker and you're gonna be tiered, right? They know if you're this and you're gonna get tiered. So I we you know, let's try to come before we go, because I know time is up. You know, can we give a sense what kind of resolution can we come up? What kind of solution can we come up with?
Yeah.
You know, amongst us to say, you know, this would work. You have any ideas, Peter? What do you think would work?
So I would say if you can't change the level of where people are at currently,
well, I'm gonna put it like this: Would you be better off with the shot or being able to just work it off like you said earlier?
You know which direction he's going to go. He's definitely not going to go with the shot.
I think I feel him. I think he would be right.
Yeah. And because it's the right thing to do.
It's the right way to do it.
The shot is to do the instant gratification. Yeah. And I think and you have to, because this is the proper way to do it. You keep your muscle mass, you're doing it the right way, you're not stressing your body up, because that's exactly what you're doing. Look, you cut that much weight that fast, and you're stressing your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing, but I go back to Daniel.
Hold up, Nicole will explain it. But Nicole
much better, and that's why he needed to be in this segment. But I'm going to go back
we'll get you back up here with Nicole.
To Daniel's dilemma. If you put it out as something that is and there's a double-edged sword, if you put it as something that it's a prescription, only will cover it, only if your doctor prescribe it. Come on, Daniel. You know the deal.
Correct.
Well, come on. I'm not going to say, but we can always find a doctor that'll prescribe it.
Yes, man. Have relationships.
Just getting back to what we were talking about earlier in the last segment with the BBB. There's gonna, talking about people are gonna, able-bodied people are gonna lose their Medicaid starting next year, and you're gonna have to show up for the office. Believe me, they'll find a way.
Yeah, because
they will find a doctor.
Medical marijuana.
I've already heard, bro. I've already heard about people paying doctors $250.
It was the same thing.
So that they can say, he got to keep his Medicaid because he got this.
Yeah,
it's already started, bro. Yeah, they're already prepping for it.
It was the same thing when it was marijuana to buy. They had to be medically necessary. How many prescriptions went out there and it was like, okay, I need it because I got cataracts. Man, you ain't got no cataracts.
Just like when everybody was abusing the perks and everything like that. The CDC had to step in, and now you can only get 90 days, right?
Yeah,
and that's it for the rest of the year. That's it. All right. Any other things for Mr. Peter?
Yeah, what was I know
you got
you
one
guys
more question for Peter?
No. What was Peter gonna say regarding the GLPs or the?
Peter decided.
No, I didn't.
GLP-1s versus training.
So I think if someone needs the medication, if you can find a way to couple it with someone that can actually, if the trainer can go through insurance or a physical therapist to be with them so that they can have a more collaborative approach with the doctor that's prescribing it, with the PT, and maybe even tied in with a nutritionist to figure out the plan. That would be the best course of action. That's ideal. It might not happen. I'm always the proponent of try the exercise first. Obviously, if you're obese, the weight-bearing stuff might be difficult, but there are ways to work around that. If you can get your muscle mass up, and resistance train, insulin, your body becomes more sensitive to insulin, which allows you to regulate that glucose better, and then you can actually start burning off some of the things. Then if you get that going, it can be a more healthier decrease as opposed to that drastic drop. And like you said, that's a stressor on the body. When your body gets stressed, it's just going to shut down, and cortisol's up, which allows you to put more weight on. So it's just like a terrible cycle to be a part of.
I'm gonna be the evil Peter twin. Yo, get out there and get active.
That's the thing you're translating.
That's it, right? I'm the translator. Get out there, get active. Try to get on a healthy diet. Stop eating all that crazy fried food and all the rice and beans and all that stuff y'all eat. And let's get healthy, Let's get healthy again. But I gotta. Anybody else?
Nah.
Mr. Peter, tell us again your socials or everything.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So our social is p.f.perform on Instagram. We have our website pfperform.com. We are in 2 locations: AltaFit, which is 5 Plain Avenue in New Rochelle, and Strength Beyond the Barbell, which is 104 Yonkers Avenue, Tuckahoe, New York. If you have any questions, you can text or call me at 914-619-4774. Our biggest pillar is quality care. We love to take care of people any way we can.
And Peter does young people. Peter works with young people, and Peter works with seniors. Am I correct?
Everybody in between.
Yeah, and he does physical therapy as well as weight training and things like that. All right. So thank you guys for watching us. Canada, good night. USA, good night. Mr. Peter, thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Yeah, definitely. You. We like
Peter. Thank you.
Yeah, Peter.
Great.
Daniel, of course, my man Daniel, who's a regularly inconsistent part of the show.